Hi friends, hope everything is running fine. In our previous session, we have learned writs, an important part of polity, specifically judiciary, in detail. And in today's session, we'll be looking at preamble of the constitution. It's a very important part of the constitution. Plus, it is very important for your UPSC CSE examination because every year one or two questions are coming directly or indirectly from this part of the syllabus. So it is very important. And in today's session, our mode of approach will be like first we will see what actually preamble is or preamble meant to the constitution. Then we will see that what preamble in detail. After that we'll look at all the terminologies like sovereign, secular, socialist, then democratic, republic, then justice, liberty, all those terminologies in detail. Then we will see significance of the preamble, then preamble as part of the constitution, amenability of the preamble, all these things, right? So let's move on. Here is the first topic, introduction to preamble. Of course, preamble is a live part of the constitution, even these days. There were so many cases or so many aspects were happened related to preamble. Famous cases like Beribari case, Keshavandabari case regarding whether preamble is a part of the constitution or not, can it be amended or not. So it is a very important part of the constitution. Plus, it is a live part. Still, it is a discussing part, right? Yes. So American Constitution. That is the oldest constitution, written constitution in the world, right? Oldest written constitution in the world. Actually, it came into effect on 1789, right? 1789. First to begin with the preamble. So American Constitution is the constitution that begins with the preamble. That's the first constitution to begin with preamble. You know what preamble is? Preamble is just the introduction, right? Or the preface of the constitution. You can see a preface or introduction to every book, right? When we consider preamble as a book, constitution as a book, preamble means what can you see? What can you see in introduction or in preface? The crux, right? The crux of the chapters in a book, right? The very summary of the coming chapters or the coming content in a book. That is what actually introduction or preface is. So preamble is nothing but preface or introduction to the constitution, right? Yes. Then it contains summary or essence of it. Actually, preamble contains the summary or essence of the constitution. It is like introduction of any book, right? Yes. Then Nani Palkiwala, he called constitution or preamble as the identity card of the constitution. Okay, Nani Palkiwala, he was one of the famous jurists in India. He was related to cases like Keshavanda Bharati, Minerva Mills case. So he was an authentic constitutional expert, right? Yes, he was a famous constitutional expert because he had been related with most of the cases related to the constitution, right? Yes. Then actually the preamble, it was based on the objective resolution drafted by Pandit Nehru and drafted and moved by Pandit Nehru. Objective resolution, we have already seen what objective resolution is, right? Objective resolution means objective of the constitution. So preamble must be included in the constitution. So it was actually based on objective resolution. In the objective resolution, Pandit Nehru pointed out the preamble, the introduction of preamble, right? Yes. Then it was amended only one time, once by 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act. It was in 1976. Added three terminologies: socialist, secular, and integrity. In 42nd Amendment, it's also called what, mini constitution, right? Because there were so many changes, so many amendments made in the constitution at the 42nd Amendment in 1976. That is why it's called mini what constitution, right? Because so many things were changed. Yeah. So these two terminologies like socialist, secular, integrity, these were added in the 42nd Amendment in the preamble, right? In the preamble. Okay. So hope you understood what actually preamble is. Preamble is nothing but the introduction or preface. The first, it was done by American or done in American Constitution. Then it contains what, the summary or essence of or the crux of the Constitution, right? Yes. Then identity card of the Constitution by Nani Palkiwala, famous jurist. Okay. Then it was based on objective resolution by Pandit Nehru. It was amended in what at the 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act, which was in 1976. Okay, yeah. Moving on. Text. Here is the preamble. So you have to by heart it. Anyway, you have to by heart it. Okay. So let's read it anyway. We, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic, and to secure all its citizens justice, social, economic, and political, liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith, and worship, equality of status and opportunity, and to promote among them all fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of the nation. It is ending with, in our Constituent Assembly, this 26th day of November 1949. It's a very important date, okay? 26th November 1949. Do hereby adopt, enact, and give to ourselves this Constitution. It is ending with enact what? Hereby adopt, enact, and give to ourselves, giving responsibility to the people, right? Giving responsibility to the people, to this Constitution, okay? So you can see terminologies like socialist, secular, and integrity were added in the 42nd Amendment, Constitutional Amendment Act, which was in 1976. Okay, so you can see so many terminologies like sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic, republic, justice, liberty, all in caps. Okay, written in caps, equality, fraternity. Then okay, so we will discuss all these terminologies one by one. Okay, so let's start with. Okay, and now let's see ingredients of the preamble. What are the things embedded in the preamble? Okay, actually it reveals four ingredients, or it contains four ingredients. The preamble of the Constitution contains four ingredients: source of authority, nature of Indian state, objectives, date of adoption. So these are the things embedded or included in the preamble. That's it. Then okay, first source of authority. The Constitution derives its authority from the people of India, right? We the people of India. We the people of India. That's what it starts with, right? Yeah. So Constitution derives its authority from the people of India. That is why, that just because what it starts with we the people of India, right? The nature of Indian state. India to be sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic. So India has all these features. India is a sovereign country. India is socialist, secular, democratic, republic country. Right? Yes. We will see all these terminologies, okay? Don't worry. Then objectives specifies justice, liberty, equality, and fraternity. These are the things, these are the main objectives of the Constitution. Right? Justice, liberty, equality, and fraternity. It ensures, it tries to ensure what justice, liberty, equality, and fraternity. Then date of adoption, of course, that's that date is important, very important. November 26, 1949. Okay, so these are the ingredients. These are the main content or ingredients in the preamble. Okay, yeah. Moving on. So let's start with sovereign. Okay, now we're heading to keywords in the preamble. So the first keyword is of course what? Sovereign. What is sovereign? Sovereign means India. India is neither a dependency nor a dominion of any other nation. India is an independent state. Sovereign means independent. Okay? India is an independent state. India is an independent country. It is not a dominion, or it doesn't what depend on any other country. Right? It does not depend any other country, or it's not a dominion of any other country. Dominion means controlled by. Authority may be by another country, right? So India is not a dominion. India is not a dominion of any other country. That is what actually sovereign means. Independent state, independent country, right? Yes. Membership of Commonwealth nations, United Nations organization doesn't constitute any limitation on their sovereignty. That means India is a part of what? UNO. India is a part of Commonwealth nations. That doesn't mean India has some, something to limit to it. It's what? Independence, right? India is independent, even if it is a part of, or India is a part of Commonwealth, UNO, or any other group, right? Any other group. It doesn't mean any limitation. It doesn't give or means any limitation to its authority, to its sovereignty. Hope you understood this, right? Even if it's a part of any group, that doesn't mean what it limit the sovereignty of our country. It doesn't limit, right? Yes. It can either acquire foreign territory or cede a part of its territory. So India as a sovereign country can acquire a foreign country or foreign territory, okay, foreign territory, or cede a part of. Cede means give up. Okay, give up a part of its territory. Okay, yes. Recently, okay, it was done with Bangladesh, right? Hope you've read it. Some part of part of our country, India has been given to Bangladesh, and some part of Bangladesh have been taken by India, right? Yes. Okay. So that's what sovereign is. Next, socialist. Actually, the very meaning of socialism was there in the constitution even before introducing the terminology socialist in the preamble, right? Because the constitution makers, most of the constitutional makers were socialist kind of thinkers, right? Yes. So okay, it was added by 42nd Amendment mini constitution 1976 by Indira Gandhi government, right? Yes. It had socialist content in the form of certain DPSP. It had, it had means even before adding the word socialist in the preamble, the constitution had what? The very essence of socialism in the form of certain DPSPs, directive principles of state policies. Like, Gandhian principles were added in the DPSP, right? Yes. So, that is one of the examples. And it is democratic socialism, not communistic socialism. What is democratic socialism? Democracy means for the people, by the people, of the people, right? Yes. That's what democracy is. So, India has democratic socialism, not communistic. Communistic socialism, another word is state socialism. That is, state has a complete authority over the people. That's what uh, communistic socialism is. You can see China. The complete authority is the government, right? The complete authority is the state or the government. People has no, for example, people has have no power to acquire lands. It's of government, right? We cannot acquire lands by our own because it is by the or it's of the government, because state controls everything. That's a very meaning of it. Okay, state or the country or the state government controls everything. People has very limited power and scope in communistic socialism, right? Or state socialism. Yeah. Then democratic socialism rely in mixed economy. In India we are following mixed economy, right? Mixed economy means we can see private what interventions, public interventions, right? Public private. That's what mixed economies. In state socialism we can see only public, right? Yes. The Indian socialism is a blend of Marxism and Gandhism, leaning heavily to Gandhism or Gandhian principles. Right? In DPSP, you can see Marxism, okay, Marxian principles, Gandhian principles, then socialistic kind of principles. So, but even though we have, it's a blend of Marxism and Gandhism, it heavily rely or heavily leaning towards Gandhian principles. Right? Yes. Then economic policy, which was in 1991 during Narasimha Rao, Manmohan Singh time. Narasimha Rao, he was the prime minister, and Manmohan Singh, he was the finance minister, right? Yes. At the time, diluted the socialistic credentials. You know what economic policy is, right? Economic reforms. Economic reforms. We can call it as economic policy or economic reforms, which was in 1991. You might have heard of LPG, right? LPG reforms. It's also called LPG reforms. LPG means liberalization, privatization, and globalization. Liberalization, privatization, globalization. So, which was introduced by what Rao Manmohan Singh. Okay, Rao Singh. Yeah. So that's about socialism. Socialistic kind of the concept. Okay. Yeah. So next is secular. What is secular? The terminology was also added in by the 42nd Amendment in 1976. Makers wanted to establish secular state. Actually, the word was added by 42nd Amendment in 1976. But the makers of the Constitution, the makers of the constitution actually wanted to establish a secular state. What is secular state? Secular state means when we consider India, India does not have any official religion, right? India does not have any official religion, right? You know, when we look at Nepal, its official religion is Hindus, right? Hinduism, right? Yes. When we consider Indonesia, it's a Muslim country, right? Its official religion is Muslim. So that's a very meaning. But India gives equal status to all the religions: Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, Christian, Parsis, Jains. Okay, all the communities. Okay, yeah. So it's a positive concept of secularism. And Article 25 to 28. You know what it is? Freedom of religion. Freedom to engage in religious activities. Okay, all religions have the same status and support from the state. All religions have the same status and support from the gets the same status and support from the state. That means India does not have any official religion. That's the very meaning of it. Okay, secular state. India is a secular state. India does not have any official religion. India consider all religions equally, and India supports all religions equally. That's the very meaning of secularism. Okay, secular. Then okay, next terminology is democratic. You know what democratic is? Democracy by the people, right? Based on the doctrine of possession of supreme power by the people, for the people, by the people, of the people, right? Yes. Supreme power by the people. That's the very meaning of democracy is. You know, sovereign. Sovereign means independent. Just by having some keywords, you can remember the terminologies. Sovereign means independent. Socialist means socialism means you can connect Gandhian, right? Gandhian socialism, Gandhian principles, and UPSC, right? Socialism for the people, right? Yes. And mixed economy, of course, you can link it to it. Okay. Then secular. Secular means does not have any official religion. Democratic, by the people, right? Yeah. Power, supreme power by the people. And democracy is of two types: direct and indirect. You know, in direct democracy, people exercise power directly using tools like referendum, plebiscite, initiative, and recall. Example: Switzerland. In Switzerland, they follow direct democracy. Okay, direct democracy, and using tools like referendum, plebiscite, initiative, and recall. People can participate in the democratic process directly. They can vote. For example, if there comes any big issue, okay, regarding the national, they get a chance to vote, either to agree or to disagree, right? So it is a part of direct democracy. Are you think do you think in India we can apply this, any of these tools? Just think about it. Okay, India, it's a very diverse nation. It's a nation with high population, so it may not be right. Yes, it cannot be effectively implemented, right? Yes. Let's hope okay for this. Then indirect, of course, India, we do send our representatives, MLAs, MPs. Okay, government make laws. Okay, it's also called representative democracy because people are not directly participating in the democratic process. They are indirectly participating in the democratic process. Okay, yeah. There are two types of indirect democracy: parliamentary and presidential. Parliamentary. In parliamentary democracy, there will be what? Prime Minister and President. Prime Minister is the head of the government and President is the head of the state. But in presidential, President is the head of the government as well as head of the state. We have already seen, right? Then executive is responsible to the legislature. The most celebrated statement. Executive is always responsible to the legislature, meaning executive is accountable to the legislature. Executive cannot do everything, anything and everything on their own. They are accountable. They are responsible to the legislature. Okay, other members here. Next, republic. Republic means here we can connect it like elected head called president. India has an elected member or elected head called president. That's what republic is. Democracy, okay, another category is monarchy and republic. Monarchy means in the case of Britain, you can see queen, right? Because it's of succession, right? Queen Elizabeth, right? Yes. So head of the state enjoys hereditary position. through succession, like in Britain you can see. Then republic, head of the state is always elected directly or indirectly. In the case of India, you can see for a fixed period of time. In India, it's 5 years. USA is another example for republic, right? But Britain is an example for monarchy because head of the state is not elected directly or indirectly. It is derived. That means hereditary through succession. Okay. Yeah. Then republic, in republic, the head of the state will be either directly or indirectly elected for a fixed period of time, right? Yes. India, US, okay. Republic in India, we have an elected head called president, elected for 5 years. The vesting of political sovereignty in the people, not on king. Actually, vesting of political sovereignty in the people, not on king. Okay, there in monarchy, king or queen is the head of the state, but here head of the state is an elected member, right? Yes. Then absence of any privileged class. Okay, so that's about republic. The very terminology, the very statement you can connect to republic is an elected head will be there, right? Yes. Then justice, social, economic, and political. Okay, it's taken from Russian Revolution. So there are three types of justice, that is social justice, economic justice, and political justice. You can easily remember it like JSEP. Okay, J for justice, SEP, social, economic, political. Okay, social justice, what is it's related to society, right? Yes, equal treatment to all without considering caste, color, race, religion, sex, and so on. Okay, without having any considering any of this, must not discriminate the people based on these factors. Yeah. Then economic justice, it's related to finance, money, non-discrimination between people, elimination of inequalities in wealth, income, and property. Okay, so after LPG reforms, there were so many things happened which helps the people to make money. If they're talented, they can make money, right? Yes. So it makes somewhat in a kind of equality. What kind of equality? Economic equality, right? Or financial equality. Okay, because those who are working hard can earn money. The inequality can be minimized. Okay, yeah, cannot be completely solved, but can be minimized. Then political justice. All have equal political rights, equal access to political offices, and equal voice in the government. Taken from the concept is taken from Russian Revolution. Okay, so justice you can connect it to SEP. So what? Social, economic, and political. JSEP. Okay. So next is liberty. Liberty is nothing but freedom. Okay, freedom. Absence of restraints on the activities of individuals, providing for development of them. Liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith, and worship for through fundamental right. It is enforceable, right? Justiciable. Yeah. So it means liberty of thought, freedom of thought, freedom to express, freedom of speech and expression, right? Article 19. Yeah. Then belief, you can faith, you can worship, right? So these are the freedom we are having: freedom to thought, freedom of thought, expression, belief, faith, and worship. Actually, it is a part of fundamental right, so it is legally enforceable, or we can say justiciable. Okay, liberty, equality, and fraternity are taken from French Revolution. That was the main motto of French Revolution, right? Liberty, equality, and fraternity. Yeah. So liberty means freedom, equality means equality, fraternity means brotherhood. Brotherhood. It's a very important terminology here in Indian context. Okay, we will see it. Next is equality. Equality means absence of any special privilege to any section of the society. Development without any discrimination. Right? Considering all are equal. That's what equality is. There were two terminologies. I've already explained it in the previous one of the previous classes. Equality and equity. Just go and watch it. Okay? Equality and equity. There are differences. Then equality of status and opportunity. Then civic, society based, political and economic. DPSP secures adequate means of livelihood and equal pay for equal work. So all these things bring about equality, right? Equal pay for equal work for men and women. That means bringing equality. Then adequate means of livelihood through programs like Manrega. Okay, yes. So it helps the society to grow economically, right? Yes. Yeah. Next is fraternity. So liberty means freedom. Then equality means okay. Of course, you know the very terminology equality, right? Yes. Then fraternity means brotherhood. In Indian context, it is very relevant, right? Yes. India is a multi-religious country, so brotherhood must be there to take the country go on, right? Yes. So sense of brotherhood, single system of citizenship. In India, we have only one citizenship, right? Article, okay, fundamental duty, Article 51A, duty to promote harmony and brotherhood. In fundamental right, in fundamental duty, you know, it's in Article 51A, right? Yes. So it's mentioned that is duty to promote harmony and brotherhood among the citizens of India. Ensure the dignity of the individual and unity and integrity of the nation. You know, integrity that was added in or by the 42nd Amendment, Constitutional Amendment Act in 1976. Okay, both psychological and territorial dimensions of national integration. So, what is the very idea of adding fraternity to make the country one, right? To make the country one, because India is such a diverse country, territorially, religious based, whatever it is, okay, caste based, whatever it is, language based. So all these things must be what brought into a single umbrella, right? Under an umbrella. Okay. Yes. So both psychological and territorial dimensions of the national integration. So national integration is the main objective of fraternity. Okay. It's all mentioned in what fundamental duties, okay, to promote harmony and brotherhood. So liberty, freedom, equality, then we have seen fraternity. Fraternity means brotherhood among the citizens. Okay. So these were the terminologies. Hope you understood all the terminologies. Okay. We have yeah, we have seen sovereign, socialist. Okay, sovereign means what? Independent. Socialist, Gandhian principles, right? Yes. Related to society. Secular means having no official religion. Democratic, direct, indirect. Okay. Yeah. Then republic, elected head will be the justice, social, economic, and political. Then liberty, freedom of, you know, thought and expression. Okay, all that. Then equality of course. Fraternity, brotherhood. Okay. Now let's move on to significance of the preamble. You know, preamble is a very important part of the constitution. Embodies basic. It embodies, preamble embodies basic philosophy of values, political, moral, and religious. Okay, because almost all the crux of the constitution are embedded in the preamble. Reflects the dreams and aspirations of the founding fathers of the constitution. It reflects the aspirations, dreams and aspirations of the founding fathers. Okay. Then K. Munshi called preamble as the horoscope. Okay. He, you know, noted preamble as the horoscope of the constitution. So it is very important. It is very important. Okay. Then preamble as part of the constitution. There were so many cases what happened regarding whether preamble is a part of the constitution or not. Let's see. Biribari Union case in 1960, the Supreme Court opined that preamble is not a part of the constitution. Okay, you know, Supreme Court or judiciary is the interpreter of the constitution, right? So in 1960 Biribari case, Supreme Court has an opinion that it is not a part of the constitution. But in 1973, the famous Keshavananda Bharati versus State of Kerala, it's actually the case regarding land issue, okay, land acquisition issue. Supreme Court held that preamble is a part of the constitution. Preamble is part of the constitution. So now preamble is part of the constitution. Yeah. The sources, of course, Keshavananda Bharati versus State of Kerala case. Then neither a source of power to legislature nor a prohibition upon the powers of legislature. Actually, preamble or constitution is neither a source of power to legislature. Of course, it is a source of power to legislature, but not completely, absolutely not. Not absolutely, okay? Nor a prohibition upon the powers of legislature. It does not limit the powers of what? Legislature. That means it doesn't give full authority to the legislature, and it does not limit the legislature to what? Have the power. Okay? Yes. Non-justiciable, not enforceable in court of law. Just like fundamental duties, okay? It is non-justiciable, not non-enforceable, right? Yes. Not enforceable in courts of law. Okay. Yes. So preamble is a part of the constitution through Keshavananda Bharati state versus State of Kerala case, okay, in 1973. Okay. Yeah. Then availability of the constitution, what preamble? in Keshwant case, preamble cannot be amended as it is a part. Preamble cannot be amended as it is a part, but it can be amended subject to the condition that no amendment is done to the basic structure. The basic structure doctrine, right? Basic structure doctrine. So there is something that cannot be changed even through an amendment. Okay, that is what basic structure is. So if you try to change the basic structure, actually it is not mentioned anywhere in the constitution. Even then, there is a terminology, what, basic structure doctrine. If you try to modify it, it may completely destroy the constitution of India, right? Yes, because there are so many things that must be there every time from 1950 to, okay, the future, the very future. Okay, yes. So uh, it has been amended only once, okay, which was in 1976 during 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act, and added social, secular, and integrity. So these are very very important facts. You have to note all these facts, okay, because most of the things are all the important terminologies and stuff are okay. I have highlighted in yellow, so you can easily have an understanding of it. Okay, yes. So this is all about preamble. Hope you understood preamble completely. It is nothing but the introduction or preface of the constitutions, and we have seen the preamble completely, and we have gone through what all the terminologies and understood what does the terminology or what the terminologies mean, right? Yes. Then we have seen what whether it is a part of the constitution, then amenability of the constitution, all those kind of things, right? Yes. So hope you understood everything, and we will see you. Okay, I'll see you in the next video. Okay, have a good time. Take care.